New VR games. Well, it's time to talk about 10 new VR games that are going to be coming to the Quest platform this year. Honestly, each and every one of these I'm freaking hyped for. But of course, before we dive into that, please do consider smashing that like button, maybe a little cheeky subscribe if you enjoy what is in this video. Also, some of these games are on other platforms as well. I'll make sure that I have that pop up on screen with them just so that you know if you're on any other platform that some of these games still apply to you and you'll still get to play them as well. Other than that, let's dive into our first game, which is Hitman 2. This is a full-on remake of Hitman 2 in the sense that we're not going to get that sort of janky VR version that we got before. We're getting something from the ground up made for virtual reality, which is just a great news for me to hear. The only thing that I'm a little bit nervous about with this one is we haven't seen a busting amount of game footage yet. The only thing we've really seen is a very short clip at the end, which, well, looks a little bit rushed. But other than that, I'm very excited to play this one. It's going to have a very different style to all the other Hitmans, as this is going to be like a cel-shaded experience. It's not going to be, I don't think, grounded in sort of like those really realistic looking graphics that a normal Hitman is. So I'm interested to see what your guys' thoughts and opinion is on this one. Personally, I'm still excited for this. Even if it is a new spin on an already existing game, then I'm kind of happy to be able to dive into it. As long as it is that 100% genuine VR experience, this should be absolutely awesome. Next we have Alien Incursion. Now we've learnt a fair bit more about this game over the last few weeks, so I'm pretty excited to give you a little bit more information on this game now that we finally can. Honestly, Alien Incursion is starting to shape up to be a very interesting game to me. It's definitely going to be a game of cat and mouse against you versus the alien. Now we don't know much whether this is going to have a solid story or not, but we do know that there are going to be things like the aliens are going to be procedural, so that means that you can never have the same experience twice, and I don't know if that means that as you go through various different levels, the alien will be different every single time, i.e. like if you die, you cannot predict that alien's going to come from that same location, or if it means that this is going to be more of a roguelite type experience. That sort of stuff I'm not very clear on yet, but nonetheless, I'll keep you updated as we go through this, and well, I still think it's one that we should all be pretty damn hyped for. Next up is Batman, and oh my god, I'm so excited for this game. I can't even put it into words just how hyped I am for this game. I'm really trying to be like hype it down a little bit for myself, but I am a huge Batman fan, so having just this IP being in VR is exciting to me non-stop. Then on top of that, the fact that it's part of the Arkham series again gets me very hyped. Now we have learned a little bit more about this. We do now know that the villain we're going to be fighting is Ratkeeper, or Ratman. Oh, not Ratman at all. But either way, it does look really interesting to me. Apparently the combat is going to look, well, I think the combat in this is going to be pretty decent. They're pretty confident that they're going to have all of the things in there that make Arkham Arkham. So I'm genuinely excited to see how this is going to work out. If the combat is good, grappling hook action is good, and there's some sweet freaking detective work going on as you go through this, then I'm just going to be absolutely sold on this. Oh, I'm so excited. Batman in VR. Next up is a game that honestly has been long awaited to leave PCVR and make its way to Quest and other platforms, and that is Hellsplit Arena. This is honestly one of the more sort of gruesome sword fighting adventures that you can go on because, well, it's highly graphic in the sense that you can literally destroy your enemies in a multitude of very, very graphic ways. Not only that, but this game does have like a sandbox feature as well as a sort of full campaign that you get to go through, and then on top of that, you also have a inbuilt mod loader now, which is going to assist you in just really downloading a bunch of crazy ass mods and converting this game into your own experience. Now, this is definitely one to be keeping your eyes on. I'm very intrigued to see what they'll do with the gore in this in a Quest version, because honestly, it's part of what makes the game the game. So if they can't do all of that stuff, it'll be just interesting. But yeah, I've yet to see what the Quest version of this is going to run like. As soon as I do find out, then of course I will share it with you guys. But until then, keep your eyes peeled for Hellsplit coming this way to Quest, because, well, I do think this is going to be a very cool moment. Next up is Zombie Army. Oh my god, this is something I'm really looking forward to. I genuinely love this franchise, so I'm very, very excited to have that sort of Sniper Elite feel with the zombies again. Ooh-wee. And of course, on top of that, this game just looks really good. Now, they've released various different videos of this, and now I'm feeling fairly confident that this is going to hit the nail on the head. As well, unfortunately, Sniper Elite hasn't really hit the nail on the head in virtual reality just yet. It's kind of always been a little bit of a lackluster experience, but this, I have a feeling, is going to be really top-notch. So fingers crossed this is going to be something else, and just something good and fun that we can jump into. A very in and out type of game. Get in there, do a full run, jump back out of there again. Next is Behemoth. Well, I've finally been able to tell you guys and girls about my experience in this. I have a full video that will pop up on screen if you're interested in learning more about this game, but as of now I can finally tell you that this is going to be about a 12-hour long experience. This is a very, very in-depth experience. You're going to be able to fight behemoths that are like skyscrapers skyscrapers. You're going to be able to grapple and hook your way around, and of course have some insane combat along the journey as well. Genuinely, I think this is the game of the year if this goes the way that I think it's going to go, and after having experienced it myself, I can pretty much give confidence that I think, yeah, this might actually win that game of the year. And I honestly think this is actually going to gain attraction from even flat gamers looking at VR with a little bit of envy, because, well, I mean, this game is something else. Imagine Shadow of Colossus but in virtual reality, and you wouldn't be far wrong with your guessing. Next is Zero Caliber 2. Zero Caliber 2 is looking to push the quest system to its limits, as this is looking like a freaking gorgeous game. On top of that, it's going to have all of the things that made Zero Caliber good, which is a solid campaign experience going throughout this, and then of course some good old multiplayer fun to go with it as well. Definitely one I'm looking forward to. I like Zero Caliber, and it's about time we got that second installment of it, so fingers crossed this won't get doomed by the number 2 treatment that everything always seems to get in VR when you get a second game in a row of something. But fingers crossed this IP can pull it off, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out when it comes out. Next is Metal Hellslinger. Well, this game just looks fun. If you're into your metal, well, I think you can enjoy yourself here, and it just looks crazy violent, crazy fun to be able to get into and really just destroy a bunch of ghoulish dread stuff, whilst of course listening to some epic freaking music and doing it to the beat of the music. So I'm very intrigued by this one. It got a little bit of a delay, which probably means this game's going to be even better when it comes out now. I'm always a fan of games developers freaking holding back their games and ironing them out before they release them, because honestly you get one chance at a release. So if it means it's going to be better, then I'm looking forward to them holding it back and seeing what this is going to be when it finally comes out. Next up, if you want to bust a dance move, Just Dance is making its way to the Quest as well. This was announced literally yesterday in real time for me. I'm actually pretty excited about this one, not because personally I'm going to be able to get in there and get my freaking dance moves on. I'm not a massive dancer, I'll be honest, but I am very excited because it is a huge IP to be able to come to the VR platform. This is one that was actually teased a few years back and now has finally made its way into reality, and genuinely I think this is going to be a really good thing for the sort of VR community. I know a lot of people are very excited about this, so fingers crossed this is going to deliver in the way that we expect it to, and even without being my sort of type of game, I'm still excited for everyone who really does like that style of game. And last but certainly not least, we have Slender The Arrival VR. This means, well, 2016's coming back around, baby, as it turns out the Slender Man isn't done with us all just yet, and he's going to come for our freaking souls. Well, I'm actually pretty excited for this one, because this is one of the few VR games I would genuinely actually play in horror. I don't play a busting amount of horror because it scares the pants off me, but there's something about Slender that always draws me into playing it. So I'm pretty excited for this one. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like, and fingers crossed this is going to deliver on the hopes and dreams that I have for this game being good. And if you want to learn any more about any of these games individually, of course, I'll be speaking about them on the channel as they come out. I normally get a bit of an early look as well, so if you want an exclusive peek behind the curtains at any of these as well, make sure you stick around the channel, subscribe, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, take care, goodbye.